Welcome to helpyourmath.com. Today we're going to be finding the graph of the solution to the inequality. Here we have the inequality 3x plus 5 is less than 6x minus 1. Now there's two ways to do this problem, right? The best and most effective way is to move the smaller x from whatever side the smaller one is on to the side where the larger x is found. However, for that reason, I'm going to do it both ways. I'm going to move the x to the left side and do a left side equation, and to the right side and do a right side equation. So we'll start with the left side first, all right? So here we have 3x plus 5 is less than 6x minus 1. And so I'm going to move the x from the right side to the left in this case. So I'm going to use the additive inverse of 6x's so I can move it over to the 3x. So I'm going to subtract 6x to both sides. And this makes the 6x's cancel. And these two will add up. And I have 3 take away 6 for the quantities. And that gives me negative 3x's. The 5 comes down. The less than symbol comes down. And the negative 1 comes down. My second step here is to move the positive 5 over to the right side of the equation. So I also use the negative 5 as the additive inverse of positive 5 is negative 5. These two 5's are going to cancel out to 0, and I have negative 3x's on the left. On the right side, I have negative 6x's. Now the final step here is to divide both sides by negative 3. But when I divide with a negative term, everything in the equation is going to flip. The signs here will change, the signs here will change, and this directional arrow is going to go, instead of being left, to the right. So over here, these 3's go away. I get x is greater than, it was less than, but now changes to greater than because dividing with a negative changes the direction of the arrow. And negative 6 divided by negative 3 is positive 2. So here's our first solution, doing it with the left-hand method. I'm going to do this all over again using the right-hand method by solving for the x by moving the smaller x to the right side of the equation, which is the appropriate way to do this. So we have 3x plus 5 is less than 6x minus 1. And again, I want to move the smaller x from the left side to the right side so that my x can stay positive and we don't have to deal with the directional arrow changing. So here I get negative 3x to both sides using the additive inverse of 3x to cancel out the 3x's. And I'm left with positive 5 over here is less than 3x's take away 1. Now I need to get rid of this number, so I'm also going to use the additive inverse of negative 1, which is positive 1, to both sides. Add them up. These two cancel. These two add up to 6. And I get 6 is less than 3x's, which comes right down. So now the next step in this is just to divide both sides by 3. And I have finally 2 is less than x. Now when you get to this stage in your solution, what you want to do is perfectly mirror what you see. If we flip this and turn it over, we're going to get x. If we look at the arrow, it's pointing away from the x. So the arrow's pointing away from the x, and here we have the value of 2, which is the same as what we got before. Now, if we're looking at our solutions here, we're looking for the answer that says x is greater than 2 without including it. So here we see the value of 2 is circled. It's open, meaning that x cannot equal 2, but it's shaded to the right of 2, which in this case would be the right answer. All right? So this is the equation that represents x is greater than 2. Be careful not to select B. This one tells us it's less than 2, and the others don't even have 2 on it. They have negative 2. All right?